When the Poseidon Adventure hit theaters in 1972, it became an instant classic, redefining the disaster genre with its gripping story of survival aboard a doomed luxury liner. Its massive success not only led to multiple Academy Award nominations, but also ushered in a golden era of disaster films throughout the decade. Now, 52 years later, you won't believe how much the cast has changed. Some vanished from Hollywood, others faced tragic fates, while a few went on to remarkable success. In this video, we'll reveal their real names, real ages, and explore what they're doing now. Let's dive in. Gene Hackman as Reverend Frank Scott. Gene Hackman was born on January 30th, 1930, in San Bernardino, California. At 42, he took on the role of Reverend Frank Scott in The Poseidon Adventure, 1972, portraying a tough modern minister who leads the survivors through the overturned ship, driven by his unwavering belief that God helps those who help themselves. The role was a demanding one, from heart-pounding climbing scenes to conveying sheer determination with every glance, allowing Hackman to shine among a star-studded cast. Before this, he had already won the Academy Award for Best Actor for his electrifying performance as Popeye Doyle in The French Connection, 1971, a role that propelled him to new heights. His career spanned decades, with Bonnie and Clyde, 1967, earning him his first Oscar nomination. Beyond the dazzling lights of Hollywood, Gene Hackman led a rich and remarkable life. He married Faye Maltese in 1956, with whom he had 3 children, but after 30 years, their marriage ended in 1986. In 1991, he remarried Betsy Arakawa, a pianist, and they settled into a peaceful life in New Mexico. Health-wise, Hackman suffered a mild heart attack in 1990, prompting a temporary retreat from Hollywood to recover. After his final role in Welcome to Mooseport, 2004, he officially retired from acting and chose a quiet life away from the limelight. As of 2025, at 95, Gene Hackman remains in good health, enjoying a serene retirement with his second wife after an illustrious career. Shelley Winters as Belle Rosen. Shelley Winters was born on August 18, 1920, in St. Louis, Missouri. At 52, she took on the role of Belle Rosen in The Poseidon Adventure, 1972, portraying a courageous older woman who swims through freezing waters to save Gene Hackman's Reverend Scott, an act of heroism that ultimately leads to her character's demise. Her performance became one of the film's most emotional highlights, showcasing self-sacrifice and inner strength, earning her an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress, further proof of her exceptional talent. However, Winters had already established herself as a powerhouse long before Poseidon, starting on Broadway in the 1940s before making a splash in Hollywood with A Place in the Sun, 1951, which earned her first Oscar nomination. She starred in classics like The Night of the Hunter, 1955, and won 2 Academy Awards for The Diary of Anne Frank, 1959, and A Patch of Blue, 1965, solidifying her place in Hollywood history. Like many Hollywood stars, Shelley Winters led a turbulent and eventful personal life. She married 4 times, first to Mac Paul Mayer, 1942 to 1948, then to Vittorio Gassman, 1952 to 1954, with whom she had a daughter, followed by Anthony Franciosa, 1957 to 1960, and finally to Jerry DeFord, whom she wed just hours before her passing. A fascinating detail is that she once shared an apartment with Marilyn Monroe in the late 1940s and even coached Monroe on acting. In her later years, Winters battled severe heart problems. She passed away on January 14, 2006, in Beverly Hills, California, due to heart failure, just days before her ex-husband Anthony Franciosa also passed away. She was 85 years old. Ernest Borgnine as Detective Mike Rogo. Ernest Borgnine was born on January 24, 1917, in Hamden, Connecticut. At 55, he took on the role of Detective Mike Rogo in the Poseidon Adventure, 1972, playing a tough, hot-tempered but devoted cop trying to protect his wife, Linda, amid the chaos of the sinking ship. His performance blended physical strength with emotional depth, making his character a crucial part of the film's appeal and keeping audiences captivated. Before joining Poseidon, Borgnine had already built an incredible career spanning over 6 decades. He won the Academy Award for Best Actor for Marty, 1955, a simple yet deeply moving role that showcased his versatility. Looking at his personal life, Ernest Borgnine's journey through marriage was nothing short of dramatic. He married 5 times, his first to Rhoda Kemmons, 1949 to 1958, with whom he had a daughter, but his most infamous marriage was to singer Ethel Merman in 1964, lasting a mere 32 tumultuous days. His final marriage to Tova Tresnes in 1973 brought stability, lasting until his death. Borgnine passed away on July 8, 2012, at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles due to kidney failure. He was 95 years old. Stella Stevens as Linda Rogo. Stella Stevens was born on October 1, 1938, in Yazoo City, Mississippi. At 34, she starred as Linda Rogo in The Poseidon Adventure, 1972, playing a beautiful former prostitute who grapples with her husband Mike Rogo's jealousy while facing the deadly tidal wave that threatens their survival. Her role balanced resilience with vulnerability, highlighting her natural allure in a story packed with tension and emotion. Before Poseidon, her career took off with a minor role in Say One For Me, 1959, alongside Bing Crosby, but she truly broke through with The Nutty Professor, 1963, opposite Jerry Lewis, where she showcased both charm and comedic talent. She also starred in The Courtship of Eddie's Father, 1963, with Glenn Ford and gained widespread recognition as Playboy's Playmate of the Month in 1960, a milestone that boosted her fame beyond the big screen. Beyond Hollywood's glitz and glamour, Stella Stevens' personal life had its own notable moments. She married Noble Herman Stevens in 1954 at just 16, and they had a son, Andrew Stevens, who later followed in her acting footsteps. However, their marriage ended in 1957. Later, she was in a long-term relationship with guitarist Bob Kulick from 1983 until his passing in 2020, though they never officially married. In her later years, Stevens was diagnosed with Alzheimer's before 2016, a condition that severely impacted her memory and daily life. As of 2025, at 87, Stella Stevens remains in a long-term care facility in Los Angeles, facing ongoing health challenges in her final years. Leslie Nielsen as Captain Harrison. Leslie Nielsen was born on February 11, 1926, in Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada. At 46, he portrayed Captain Harrison in The Poseidon Adventure, 1972, the stern captain who stood on the bridge, warning of the monstrous wave rushing toward the ship, though ultimately unable to prevent the disaster. His performance exuded authority and composure, a stark contrast to the comedic reputation he later built. Nielsen went on to become a global icon with Airplane, 1980, where he transformed into a brilliant comedic actor, followed by the Naked Gun trilogy, 1888 to 1994, cementing his status as a spoof legend. Delving deeper into his personal life, Leslie Nielsen had a rich yet steady marital journey. He married 4 times, most notably to Alisanda Ullman, from 1958 to 1973, with whom he had 2 children, and later to Barbary Earl, his wife from 2001 until his passing. Before fame, Nielsen served in the Royal Canadian Air Force, which contributed to his partial hearing loss for many years. In his later years, he suffered from pneumonia. Leslie Nielsen passed away on November 28, 2010, in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, due to complications from pneumonia at the age of 84. Carol Lindley as Nani Perry. Carol Lindley was born on February 13, 1942, in New York City, New York. At 30, she played Nani Perry in the Poseidon Adventure, 1972, a shy singer performing the morning after on New Year's Eve aboard the ship, though her vocals were actually dubbed by Renee Armand. Her role added a fragile touch amid the life and death struggle and contributed to the film's Academy Award win for Best Original Song, a major achievement for the soundtrack. Before this role, Lindley made her mark early with Blue Denim, 1959, earning a Golden Globe nomination for Most Promising Newcomer, followed by Disney's The Light in the Forest, 1958. Reflecting on her personal life, Carol Lindley had a notable but turbulent romantic history. She married journalist and producer Michael Selzman in 1960, with whom she had a daughter named Jill, but the marriage ended in divorce in 1964. She then had an 18-year on-again, off-again relationship with renowned interviewer David Frost, though they never married. In her later years, Lindley faced heart-related health issues. She passed away on September 3, 2019, in Pacific Palisades, California, due to a heart attack at the age of 77. Jack Albertson as Manny Rosen. Jack Albertson was born on June 16, 1907, in Malden, Massachusetts. At 65, he took on the role of Manny Rosen in the Poseidon Adventure, 1972, the devoted husband of Belle Rosen, staying by her side in the struggle for survival aboard the overturned ship. Though not at the center of the action, his character brought warmth and authenticity, leaving a lasting impression as an ordinary man caught in disaster. However, Albertson was best known for playing Grandpa Joe in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, 1971, a beloved figure for children and adults alike. He won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for The Subject Was Roses, 1968, and found success on television with Chico and the Man, 1974 to 1978. In his personal life, Jack Albertson maintained a rare sense of stability in Hollywood. He married Lillian Elaine in 1950, a union that lasted until his death, and they had one daughter. Before pursuing acting, Albertson dropped out of high school, worked various odd jobs, and even learned to dance from pool hustlers, an unassuming start that led him to the spotlight. Regarding his health, he battled colorectal cancer for years, a disease that ultimately claimed his life. Jack Albertson passed away on November 25, 1981, in Hollywood Hills, California, from cancer at the age of 74, leaving behind a lasting legacy in entertainment. Red Buttons as James Martin. Red Buttons was born on February 5, 1919, in New York City, New York. At 53, he took on the role of James Martin in The Poseidon Adventure, 1972, portraying a shy, health-conscious salesman who unexpectedly becomes one of the survivors in the shipwreck disaster. Though not the most prominent character in the star-studded cast, Buttons brought a delicate balance of light humor and emotional depth, making his performance a warm and memorable presence in the intense storyline. His career boasted several milestones, most notably winning the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor in Sayonara, 1957, where he delivered a poignant performance alongside Marlon Brando in a story of friendship and war. Beyond the screen, Red Buttons experienced a personal journey filled with ups and downs. He was married 3 times, first to actress Roxanne Rosedale, 1947 to 1949, then to Helene McNorton, 1952 to 1963, and finally to Alicia Pratt, whom he remained with from 1964 until her passing in 2001. Before Hollywood, Buttons served in the U.S. Air Force during World War II, which later contributed to his struggles with heart disease in his final years. Red Buttons passed away on July 13, 2006 in Century City, California, due to complications from heart disease, at the age of 87. Rody McDowell as Akers. Rody McDowell was born on September 17, 1928, in London, England. At 44, he played Akers in the Poseidon Adventure, 1972, a dedicated steward who aids the group of survivors in their desperate escape from the overturned ship. Though not a leading role, McDowell infused Akers with a composed and reliable presence, contributing to the film's gripping tension. His career spanned decades, starting as a child star in How Green Was My Valley, 1941, which launched him into early Hollywood fame. He became widely recognized for his portrayal of Cornelius in the Planet of the Apes franchise, 1968 to 1973, and later delivered memorable performances in The Longest Day, 1962, and the cult horror classic Fright Night, 1985. Outside of acting, McDowell led a private yet remarkable life. He never married or had children, instead dedicating himself to his career and passion for photography, publishing several books featuring Hollywood's biggest stars. However, his later years were marked by a battle with lung cancer. Rody McDowell passed away on October 3, 1998, in Studio City, California, from complications of lung cancer at the age of 70. Pamela Sue Martin as Susan. Pamela Sue Martin was born on January 5, 1953, in Westport, Connecticut. At 19, she portrayed Susan in The Poseidon Adventure, 1972, a determined young woman who navigates the disaster alongside her younger brother Robin. The role marked a significant breakthrough in her career, showcasing her strength and emotional depth in the face of catastrophe. She later became widely known for playing Nancy Drew in The Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew Mysteries, 1977 to 1979, and gained mainstream recognition as Fallon Carrington in Dynasty, 1981 to 1984, solidifying her status in television history. Beyond her acting career, Pamela Sue Martin had a personal life filled with its own milestones. She was married 3 times, first to Jorge Bruch, 1982 to 1984, then to Manuel Rojas, 1990 to 1998, with whom she had a son, and later to Bruce Allen, 2003 to 2010. After stepping away from Hollywood, she transitioned to theater and writing, choosing a quieter life away from the spotlight. As of 2025, at 72, Pamela Sue Martin continues to enjoy a peaceful life following her years of on-screen success. Arthur Okonnell as Chaplain. Arthur Okonnell was born on March 29, 1908, in New York City, New York. At 64, he took on the role of Chaplain in The Poseidon Adventure, 1972, a kind-hearted minister who provided spiritual comfort amid the chaos of disaster. Though a small part, his performance added warmth and depth to the story, reflecting his seasoned presence. Okonnell was widely recognized for Picnic, 1955, which earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor, and Anatomy of a Murder, 1959, where he starred alongside James Stewart. In his personal life, Arthur Okonnell maintained a private existence. He married Anne Hall Dunlop in 1962, but their union ended in divorce by 1972, and he had no children. In his later years, he battled Alzheimer's disease, which severely impacted his memory and ability to work. He passed away on May 18, 1981, in Woodland Hills, California, due to complications from Alzheimer's, at the age of 73. Eric Sheay as Robin. Eric Sheay was born on February 14, 1960, in Los Angeles, California. At 12, he played Robin in The Poseidon Adventure, 1972, a bright and curious young boy who navigates the overturned ship alongside his older sister Susan. His role captured both innocence and bravery, offering a child's perspective amid the catastrophe. Before this film, Sheay appeared in Yours, Mine, and Ours, 1968, alongside Lucille Ball and later in The Castaway Cowboy, 1974, with James Garner. However, as he grew older, his acting career slowed, shifting toward minor television roles. By 2025, at 65, Eric Sheay remains involved in the film industry, contributing to its ongoing evolution. Fred Sedoff as Linaros. Fred Sedoff was born on October 21, 1926 in Brooklyn, New York. At 46, he portrayed Linaros in the Poseidon Adventure, 1972, a ship executive who insisted on increasing speed despite the risks, inadvertently setting the stage for disaster. Though brief, his role embodied cold determination, adding a layer of human complexity to the film's tension. In his personal life, Fred Sedoff was known for his discretion. However, in his later years, he battled AIDS, a disease rarely discussed openly at the time. He passed away on May 6, 1994, in Los Angeles, California, due to complications from AIDS, at the age of 67. Bob Hastings as MC. Bob Hastings was born on April 18, 1925, in Brooklyn, New York. At 46, he played the MC, Master of Ceremonies, 1972. The Sheay entertainment host, who brought a lively atmosphere. Though a small part, it showcased Hastings' ability to transition seamlessly from comedy to drama. Beyond his career, Bob Hastings he married Joan Rice in 1948 and raised 4 children. In life, he fought a long battle with prostate cancer, a condition that he passed away on June 30, 2014, in Burbank, California, from prostate cancer at 89. The cast of Poseidon Adventure left an mark on Hollywood, one of the iconic disaster films of the time. While some found fame and others stepped in the spotlight, their legacy remains as powerful. Which actor's journey surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like it for more classic Hollywood updates.